not paid to be a role model. I am paid to wreak havoc on the basketball court.
There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. Yes! Is it the shoe?
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
One of the world's most talented athletes is retiring. It is true what somebody said today. There was Babe Ruth and Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky.
Gretzky in front. Saved by Flaherty. The rebound. Score!
Favre just threw it perfectly right over him to Corey Bradford. Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Game on!
Game on!
Good Tuesday afternoon to you all. We welcome you to WHPC Sports Talk here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Joshua Umahi as your host. We had a one-day vacation yesterday, but we are back today. Joined by Brayton Daniello, Nico Each, Ross Levine, all Rangers fans in the room, among other things.
Unfortunate.
A fan of what? A fan of who?
Yeah, who?
Wow, this what we doing?
Well, okay, listen, if they don't want to show up, then I won't show up for them.
Why can't we just enjoy the Aaron Rodgers highlights that I'm watching right now? So beautiful. Unlike,
You
the
mean
Rangers.
one Super Bowl in his whole career? I don't know.
Oh, I mean, it was with your Packers. But, it's so beautiful, unlike the Rangers power play on home ice.
What power play?
Yeah, fair
Brandon,
enough.
can you tell me why Mika Zabinajad's not in his office?
Because
let me know.
Because
is there a reason for that?
he's Rick Nash and Gerard Gallant's a fraud. That's why.
Is he Rick Nash? I think he wouldn't be Rick Nash if he's in his office.
Well, maybe not. But,
maybe.
hesitant to shoot the puck. Also,
Listen, also, it's 4:01 p.m. and Gerard Gallant hasn't been fired yet.
Hey, relax.
No.
Relax.
No,
No, he's got to go.
he should be fired.
He's the worst.
He's not the main reason why they're losing this series, but he's still a fraud.
He is a component.
He's he's also a fraud.
Why is the fourth line?
Barclay Goodrow
out there in the final minute of the game?
Now listen, they're not going to tie the game either way. I know that because it's just typical Rangers. But I see Barclay Goodrow sending the puck up the ice, and it didn't until the final buzzer sounded. It clicked in my head. Wait a minute, why is Goodrow out there of all people? I can't take it. Why did they do this? I hate this, Ross. Screw this team, Rico. I don't want to say I told you so.
No, you told me so.
It's either going to be Rangers in 7 or it's going to be a repeat of the conference finals from last year. It's Jover. It's true Bover.
It's true over.
I hate this team.
How are you doing, Josh?
Yeah, Josh, how are you?
I couldn't be better.
The Knicks, baby. Let's go Knicks.
The Knicks
personally, I couldn't be
they
better.
actually care at the Garden. The Rangers don't.
Yeah.
It wasn't nice to have one team care at the Garden.
Man, listen. Clearly, everyone can see we got a lot on our mind. It was a wild weekend in the world of New York sports. Rangers didn't show up, the Knicks did, but we're not going to start with either of those teams today.
Oh.
Not today.
Not today.
Because yesterday, it finally happened.
What time is it?
4:02.
Okay. It's actually 4:03.
It's 4:02.
It's 4:03.
It's 4:02.
Nico's Packers, Braden's Jets, they finally agreed to the Aaron Rodgers deal.
It's literally the token sacrifice in hindsight. The Rangers suck, but my team finally got the quarterback they needed.
And they got a damn good one in Aaron Rodgers. It's finally official. I mean, we knew it was going to happen for a matter of weeks here, but it finally came together yesterday. Ironically, during the hour we would have been on the show, so we could have broke some news, but screw it, we're doing it today. 516-572-7440. That's number 2. Join the show. Call up. Talk about whatever you want within reason, but we're going to start with the New York Jets. So, like we said, the Jets and Packers finally agreed to terms on the Aaron Rodgers deal. So here's the compensation swap. The Jets receive Aaron Rodgers, the 15th overall pick in the 2023 draft. More on that later. Packers received the 13th overall pick, so basically a pick swap in the first round this year. 2023 second-round pick, a 2023 sixth-round pick, that's this year, and a conditional 2024 second that could become a first-round pick if Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps this season. So you're looking at, essentially, it's a pick swap. It's a second this year and a conditional first-round pick next year.
Most likely will be a first.
Yeah, it's a really interesting condition to have on that pick.
See, I thought it was going to be, and I thought Joe Douglas was going to hold out on a stronger condition, like maybe if he wins a playoff game or something like that. 65% of the snaps. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, I know he had the thumb injury last year. He's had collarbone injuries in the past, but I guess that's what the...
Well, I'm
65% is still like... That's really low.
You're banking on if he plays the majority of your games, the Jets make the playoffs. Which,
I mean, you would hope so.
Oh, yeah. Well, if they don't, you won't hear from me ever again.
No, they got to make the playoffs.
Oh, they have to.
I think they're going to, but they have to.
You have it down here.
7-10 would look pretty good.
Yeah, you wouldn't look great at my funeral then. But you put down here, Josh, just make the Jets Super Bowl contenders. On paper, I would say yes, because now they have all the pieces. They added Mecole Hardman, Garrett Wilson's there. They have Alan Lazard, Nico's old friend also. And now they fight. But the key here is Breece Hall's back not injured. Thank God. Please don't be hurt. He should be back healthy. Whether he could stay healthy is to be seen. But now you finally have the centerpiece to an offense that really struggled last year. Now this isn't. Thank God it's not Nathaniel Hackett and Zach Wilson, because I talked about that for, 2 months, and finally we know that's not going to be the case.
It'll be the case next year.
Yeah, hopefully not. You never know. I mean,
the Jets are saying, everything they're saying is, we want Zach Wilson to be on this roster and learn from Aaron Rodgers.
I'm hoping he can learn from one of the greatest of all time to do it. I mean, if he can't take anything away from him, then...
He's a cooked product.
But you can make the argument he is already.
But he is.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
Fade away.
Hopefully, Aaron Rodgers' mom doesn't have anything happen to her in the coming months. He did say that he's gonna make the guy's life a living hell. He never.
Which,
specified.
by the way, Rodgers liked that tweet.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Braden. Would Rodgers even be affected by that? Because we know he doesn't have the greatest relationship with
that's fair.
His family.
Fair. He'd probably just hand it to her, here, Zach, take her. I don't care.
No attachment whatsoever.
No attachment whatsoever.
It's all yours.
Here.
All loose.
Hey. Don't make me bring the buzzer out already.
I mean,
probably.
Hey, man.
No, use the buzzer. Use the buzzer.
All right,
That was
why would you say that? Why would you say that?
I'm upset.
I can tell.
It's not been a good Tuesday for Nico.
What, school or just the Rangers?
Oh, no, school was good. I think I did pretty good on my accounting test. But
I forgot you're in accounting.
Yeah, I actually truly enjoy that class, which is weird.
Are you in accounting 1 or 2?
1.
Accounting 1 is okay because I did both.
Yeah.
When you get to accounting 2, it's like you want to shoot your own head off.
Yeah.
In the middle of the
But I don't
class.
think I'll be taking accounting 2 because I'm going to switch majors. But
nice. Is that a Miami Marlins hat with the Dolphins colors?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say because I was like something about this hat isn't right. It was just
one of my favorite purchases.
How much was it?
I had to go. It was like $45.
So, it's a pretty cool hat.
Hats are stupidly expensive right now.
It's bad.
I mean, I kind of burned God knows how much on this in a Breece Hall jersey the other day.
And you know what's crazy about that, Brandon?
What?
He's going to be wearing number 5 next season.
Yeah, I know. That was the funniest part. I saw tweets about him we should.
It was don't buy my jersey for the next year. I'm going to be wearing number 5 after.
Should be refunding. It's okay. It's at least it isn't Wilson with the number 2 on the back. Could be worse.
That is true.
But so the Jets finally have the QB they were looking for. Thank God. And the defense, the defense was fine. So the key this offseason was find your QB, not at all costs, but to be fair, Nico, who do you think won this trade? Just
truthfully, the Packers. I think it's just that conditional is just.
It's going to be a first.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Jets
if the Jets finish, if they don't make the playoffs, that's a good draft pick.
No, I'm just waiting for Solid a bench for Rodgers to get hurt, be done for the season.
Yeah, probably.
Or something.
I think the Packers win that trade.
Yeah, well, it depends how you look at it. Because if you look at it from my perspective, I've been crying for a quarterback for the last 10 years. So, it makes sense that the Jets make this move, and it wasn't. What was the initial first two seconds?
3 first rounders.
Yeah, I'll take that. It's still going to be a first. The fact that we got a first round pick back in this and it's only 2 spots behind.
Right.
You could still draft O-line or wide receiver. Who knows what they're going to do? I assume O-line. But you never know. So, in my opinion, this should make the Jets Super Bowl contenders. They have all the pieces in place. Just comes down to kind of, Robert Saleh assembled the puzzle now in the right way, I guess is the right way to put it.
They literally have everything you need to make a Super Bowl run. And I didn't want to leave this just at playoffs because you make this deal, and I agree with Nico. The Packers definitely, right now, it looks like they got the better end of the deal. But this has the opportunity to be one of the greatest hindsight trades of all time. Because we look at it right now, the Jets, they gave up a lot for a 38-year-old quarterback, 39-year-old quarterback, but people were asking, does this put the Jets in the Chiefs tier with Patrick Mahomes and the Bengals tier with Joe Burrow? I think it does. Because you look at the Jets, they were the number 4th ranked defense last year. Yeah. They went 7-10 because they had a disaster at quarterback. Exactly.
Disaster, yeah. That's the way to put it.
And a lot of people were saying, oh, no, the Jets' offense failed them. No, it wasn't the offense. It wasn't Breece Hall before he got hurt.
It was their
Zach
quarterback.
Wilson. It was Zach Wilson. It was the only thing you could look at was the MILF Hunter. It was only Zach Wilson and kind of a disappointing offensive line.
Well, Mike LaFleur was also there. He was in the middle of it.
Yeah, now you got Nathaniel Hackett to replace him. So see where that goes. But
you got Hackett Rodgers, though.
Yeah, I mean,
that's an MVP combination.
Exactly. The MVPs Rodgers won in Green Bay. Nathaniel Hackett was by his side for the last 2. Mm-hmm. Now you have it. He's with Rodgers again. And this roster, if you look at it in totality now, I can't believe there are people saying, oh, no, they're still not on the Chiefs level. You can say that, but
you're wrong.
Look at this defense. Exactly.
Here's what I'll say is if you're going to get Breece Hall back, that's going to help. So if you can... let's put it this way. If the Jets are in the AFC Championship game, they're playing the Chiefs. The way you beat Mahomes is to keep him off the field. So if Breece Hall is out there, you use Breece Hall a lot. That's obvious at that point. And if Rodgers is really... I can't really say it's a bad deal. If Rodgers goes out there, he plays great in the AFC Championship game, and they lose. I still say it's a good trade for the Jets because you can't really blame Rodgers. If you lose a game 38-35, that's not on Rodgers. Right. That's on the defense. So that's a good trade for me. To me, this move for Rodgers was to set the foundation. That's what this was about. So, and they did that. They should be able to do that. You may not win a Super Bowl because it's only 2 years probably. But if he gets you close, maybe even win it, you don't care about the pick because they haven't made the
like the late 20s.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. The Jets haven't made the playoffs in 12 years. Let's get to the playoffs first.
Yeah.
And let's take it from there. That's me.
Yeah. Agreed.
Well, I mean, it is Super Bowl or bust this season.
Well, I'm going to say it depends how you lose.
I guess, but still, it's Rodgers. You're probably only getting 1 year of Rodgers.
Well, see, that's different. Then yes, you have to win.
Right. So then if it's 1 year of Rodgers, then you're back with Zach Wilson the following year.
Yeah, that's not good.
You didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're losing a pick.
If it's 1 year, you got to win. Well.
No, you guys are right. The prevailing thought here is that the Jets have to win. Listen, you had the whole narrative, like I said, only a quarterback away. Well, you got a pretty damn good one, so there's no excuses. Get it done. And the important thing with this deal now is that it wasn't that the Jets traded their first-round pick, which they technically did. They did essentially swap with Green Bay, so they're going to have the 15th overall pick. I need that pick used on the offensive lineman.
Yeah, they had to protect.
That has to be the case. You have to go guard, get Tomlinson out of here. You can find a replacement for Connor McGovern maybe. You can draft a tackle because you don't know with Mekhi Becton still, is he going to be healthy? Is he going to be in shape? We don't know.
They brought back McGovern.
Yeah, they signed him to like a 1 year deal, right?
Yeah, so he's going him back. Yeah.
So I doubt he's going to go.
Yeah, he's slated to be their center, but he don't move mountains for me. I'm just saying.
No.
But I think
not a lot of those people do, especially on the O-line. But but also we have to see they need to stay healthy first because AVT went down last season. Becton has barely seen the field. Yes, but then the problem with that is, and I was talking with my friend who's also a Jets fan. It's tough to get a gauge of what position you play when it shifts every week. The O-line was rotating like positions every other week. It's impossible. And then when you have Zach Wilson in the backfield, it really doesn't do you any favors.
And you could tell when Zach was out there, they didn't play hard for him because he wasn't very good. So that's why they didn't play. That was part of it. Losing AVT really killed the Jets. I think that was a bigger loss than Breece Hall. I really do. That loss killed them because if you look at it, they had no holes to run. They really didn't. No matter who you put back there, they had no holes to run. Whether you put in whatever the running backs,
Donovan Knight, Ty Johnson,
didn't matter. Michael Carter never really mattered. Carter had fumbling issues, so that was a big thing. And Breece Hall being back is going to help. And the defense should not get worn down this time. Their defense got worn down. That's what happened.
Because they were on the field so much.
Yeah.
So if you have an offense now that's actually capable, has a capable QB, should hopefully keep them off the field long enough to the point where, all the analysts aren't crying, oh, they don't force turnovers. When they play 90% of the game, I hate to break it to you, not 90% obviously, but when they play the majority of the game, they're going to get worn down. They're not going to be able to force turnovers. They're going to be exhausted. Their bodies are spent. So it's like, now that you have a capable offense, you keep them off the field, maybe we'll see more turnovers forced by the Jets defense the next season. But it really comes down to, can Rodgers stay healthy and can the O-line stay healthy? Because he's going to have the targets to throw to. He's going to have the backfield. So
everything is set for Aaron Rodgers to make a real run for his second championship. Right. So, and the first Jets championship since...
whenever.
Joe Namath? Yeah.
Joe Namath.
Since I was negative 30 years old.
Yeah.
I was negative 30.
It's been a long time, and it's funny that the Jets official Twitter tweeted out that meme, I want you to put out the word that we back up.
When were we
Everyone
up?
was like, yeah, when were y'all up? I don't recall y'all ever being up.
The AFC Championship games, maybe.
Maybe.
Like 10 over a decade ago when I was still in elementary school. But
it's crazy that was the Jets' last playoff appearance was 2010.
Yeah.
That's 13 years ago.
I know. It's embarrassing.
I was 6 years old.
I was still in elementary school.
How old was I?
Me too, yeah.
How old was I?
I can't do math. Let me see.
You were 7.
I was like 10.
Yes.
Man, it was a long time ago, but they finally got their quarterback. We'll see if it works out, and we will have, obviously, much more discussion on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets moving forward. But it's been so crazy with New York sports, with the playoff teams and everything, that we kind of forgot that the NFL draft is on Thursday.
Yeah. Nico doesn't care.
You don't care about
Listen, my eyes are set on Wednesday night right now. I don't have to tell you.
What's Wednesday night?
What's Wednesday night? The demise of my life.
What is it?
Game 5.
Game 5's Thursday.
It's Thursday?
Yeah.
You gotta wait till Thursday.
I didn't know that.
For some reason, the weirdest thing about the play... Well, it will be the demise of your life. Spoiler alert.
Wow, it's the same night as the draft.
But,
damn.
But for some reason, the playoffs this year for the first round, they did, 2 days break for games 1 through 4, and then they did 3 days, but between 4 and 5.
So
I don't know why.
We're in the NHL.
Gary Bettman.
Well, that's great. I have something else not to watch with the Rangers. I have the draft to watch. That's excellent for me.
Yeah, I'm going multi-fan view on Fubu.
I don't have to I don't have to watch the ESPN kissing ass on Schmidt.
Nah, that's terrible,
thank God.
please.
So
Granted, Schmidt's playing good. They're so bad.
I could save those pucks.
Why?
I really could. I think I could save those pucks. I'm serious.
It's not even that. ESPN is just bad in general. You know who's the one good commentator that I somewhat like? I don't mind McDonough.
PK Subban.
No, shut up.
No, never,
Ray
ever.
Fioro.
I hate Ray Fioro. Do you like him?
No, but I just think he's at least on video games.
His voice is so
Ray Fioro.
annoying.
McDonough, I didn't mind too much because, until
I like him. He was on the old NHL games. I mess with him.
And then who's the guy that he was doing the Western Conference this year? I don't even know who they are.
Bob Wischusen?
Yeah,
he does the Jets.
Yeah, he's not bad either. I
like Kenny Albert, but he's stuck on TNT.
I'm just waiting for them to announce that Leah Hextall is doing the Cup final. Then I'm just gonna tune out finally. Honestly,
Leah Hextall makes me hate hockey.
Oh my God, the puck's in the net. Leah, that happened 20 seconds ago. I hate to break it to you. But no.
So we have a Doris Burke of the NHL.
Dude, it's worse.
Yeah, but imagine Doris. No,
Josh, I promise you.
No.
You
know why it's worse? Imagine Doris Burke doing play-by-play. Yeah, exactly. See, Josh now finally understands what life is like. Literally,
just dumbing down the sport as much as possible.
Josh, I'm dead serious. I've listened to games when she's doing play-by-play. I watch it on mute. I don't care. I don't care. I do not care.
It's bad, man.
I just sit there. I just turn the volume all the way down. It's like, I don't know what she's saying, but let her. I don't have to listen to it. Thank God. The Instagram comments when one of the clips comes out,
swear,
impeccable.
Bro. The sexism is just enraged when she commentates.
See, yeah, sexism is wrong.
It comes
but
out like crazy from a lot of these people, man.
Sexism is wrong, but if you're bringing it out of people, it might say something about your.
That she just bad at her job.
She's just terrible
It has
at her job.
nothing
It
to.
has
Nick, I need to say it has nothing to do with the fact she's a woman.
Not
She
at
just
all.
has. She
Right,
just
right.
says
That's what I'm
so
saying.
much.
She's just
stupid.
stupid.
I almost cursed. So much stupid stuff. It's like it's ridiculous. It's
Yep.
like Leah. You don't have to tell me the puck's in the net. I saw it 20 seconds ago. I know it's in. You don't have to explain. They explain like so many little things. They focus on one player. It's like you've told me like 20 times that Akira Schmidt is like the second rookie ever to start at MSG and win a game. It's like I know this. You tell me it every 5 seconds. It's like God, why can't we have NBC back? I'll pay for Doc Emmerich to come out of retirement, please.
Hockey hasn't been the same since he left.
It really hasn't. It really hasn't.
Hey, while we're on the subject, see, I was going to move on to the Knicks next, but, I mean, we've transitioned so beautifully to
the world of all the hate and misery imaginable in this world.
It's okay. I got a Sunday.
You did?
I did.
You did. Oh, Baskin
Look
Robbins.
at that.
I love Baskin
It's like a
Robbins.
cute little cupcake like
so
Mika
happy.
and Panarin.
I
on the
waited an
Power
hour and a
Show.
half.
Yo, Frank, whatever you
So
bring up to
garbage.
Brandon is just going to turn it into Ranger slander.
Or just anything
Dead
negative.
deserve it.
Look at it. Just,
Delicious.
I could throw that against the wall.
Just think about it. The Knicks care more than the Rangers do.
They have no spine, Ross. They really don't have.
That's my point.
They're so spineless. The second that Ryan Reeves left, this team's cojones dropped. I hate to say it. I don't know if I could say the other word on air. That's the only reason I'm
Balls?
saying that. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. There you go.
They're such a soft team. They really are. I've never seen a softer team. I thought the David Quinn Rangers were softer.
Oh boy, David Quinn.
Oh my God,
Can we get a legit coach? You know who I really feel bad for now that we're on the topic? I feel bad for two people actually. Well, if you want to exclude, I feel bad. Yeah. Well, in the organization, I feel bad for the defense. Obviously, Igor Shesterkin. I feel bad for Drury. This dude literally put all the he gave them all the pieces right, all the pieces, and they're really going to find a way to screw it up in the most hilarious way possible. Like last year, I'm not even kidding. Last year, I was sad. I was sad when we lost in 6 to Tampa, but that wasn't because that there were expectations. That was house money. By the way. Playoff experience means nothing. I hate to break it to everyone. It really doesn't at this point. And nothing you could say will convince me otherwise. This year, it's just, I don't even care anymore. And you want to know why I don't care anymore? Because the end result is the same every time.
Yeah, of course.
You know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I care? Why should I?
Well, it's like, why watch the regular season? You just know the outcome.
That's what annoys me the most. I sat and I watched this team on my ass for the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And they all my teams, they'll always find a way to make me believe. And I'm the fool, really, for believing in it. Just like the Jets, just like the Mets. We don't have to get into the Mets. But, like, the Rangers actually had me sold. They made those trades at the deadline. They had the really good second half. You know, I was saying the season was over when they hit that skid in November. Remember that, Nico?
Yeah. I was there. That Blackhawks game. That was awful.
Oh, boy. Well, at least you
Trouba saved the franchise that night.
Yeah.
You did.
And that goes back. I'm glad you brought this up, Nico. We really were, like Stephen A. said, we've been bamboozled, led astray, run amok to actually think that the defense was going to be the problem coming into the series.
Yep.
Think about this. And every Ranger fan, even if you're a hockey fan, listen to this. Igor Shesterkin has a save percentage of .941. The defense has allowed 7 goals. Really 6 because one's an empty netter. And also that one empty netter was because Gallant just looked at the scenario and was like, the fourth line. Yes, that makes sense. You jackass. Igor Shesterkin has over 940 save percentage through 4 games in the series. The
Lights
defense
out.
has allowed 6 goals.
Yeah.
And this series is tied at 2. I give up. Ross, this is why this organization is forfeit. I don't know how else to tell you this. You don't want to hear it, but I'm telling you this. They are forfeit. And this is why.
I agree right now.
No, I know it's technically a best of 3 now. This season's over.
It's over. They're not winning 2 in a row, please.
No, they're not.
Their power play is a joke. It's such a joke.
It's like they're good in the regular season when they play the crap defenses, but when they play a good defense, nope. They just. And also a big part of it, and it's funny because Lonk was on the post game, and it's almost a shot at like the team that he was on, and he sees this year. How frustrating is it that you see easy floaters coming at the other team's goaltender, And that guy has an
please.
easy job.
So
Every
pathetic.
shot last
You know,
Yeah.
Game 3 actually. I was pissed at Game 3 only because I thought you have a chance to step on their throats, and even New Jersey for all the win streaks they got in the regular season. That's when playoff experience might actually kick in, and you're probably not coming back from down 3. Only 4 teams have done it.
Yeah, but
so I was pissed after Game 3. A little bit, but only for that.
I would say, because I did catch a little bit of the game, and obviously I'm no hockey
enthusiast
aficionado, but they looked, from Saturday to Monday, they looked so much more aggressive on Saturday. It felt like Monday they was just like going through the motions, and that kind of caught me off guard.
They looked like a dead team, and even worse. And this is part of why I have no confidence. Because I hear this even in the second intermission as well, when they were still down 1-0. They had 5 shots in the second period, and Trocheck saying, "We played good." No, you didn't. You played like garbage.
You didn't.
You play like garbage, and then Saban we know what we have to do. No, you don't, buddy. You're invincible.
Obviously, you don't know what you have to do. You really don't know. Literally,
I know.
Think about this. Think about this.
Lying, though.
Can you imagine paying Mika Zibanejad $8.5 million a season to do this every June or this every April? Every April. Can you imagine paying Artemi Panarin $11 million for the next 4 years? Come on, bro.
They're not playoff players. They're regular season players.
They're not 16.
You want to know the funniest part about this is we're trashing the offense, but the guys we got at the deadline have been decent. Kane and Tarasenko.
Kane's had an amazing playoff.
I did not.
He was a little dead last night.
The whole team
was
was dead at MSG. The whole offense was dead.
But why did they even get Kane to begin with? Kane's done. He's finished. I mean, let's be real. He's
finished, but he has more points than half the forward core.
Yeah, but even I didn't like what he even said. Before the regular season games, obviously at the end were kind of pointless. But they even said it was well, these games don't have a lot of meaning to them. These games, it was almost like a reminder, we'll turn on in the playoffs. It doesn't work that way. I mean, you got.
They haven't. They haven't turned it on in the playoffs.
So they play with fire right there. Right there, they play with fire. So if they do lose this series, they deserve all the boos and all the blame that comes with them. Yeah. Let's just call it the way it is.
Listen, what a lot of people are realizing, and people that have called up and mentioned this also, take a team like Boston, for example. By the way, the winner of them in Toronto is winning the Cup. Mark my words.
Yeah.
If Toronto doesn't choke, which I'll just laugh my ass off again if that happens. That would be great, wouldn't it? But but it goes back to you talk about expectations. For Boston, it's cup or bust. Don't make any mistake about it that the Rangers coming into the series as an underdog. They don't have a home ice. They struggled early in the season. No, this team made the trades at the deadline, and prior to the season, expectations were the Stanley Cup. So I don't want to hear anyone oh, well, at least it was a good season. No, it isn't a good season, please.
No.
And you want to know the funniest part about this is nothing will change. Gallant's still a fraud, and he's not the biggest. He's contributing. He's not the biggest reason they're going to lose this series. But he should go. He should go. He
should be gone, and I want Mike Sullivan from Pittsburgh.
Oh boy.
Game 3, he cost them because on that when it was 1-1 and still have a chance to win, and they had a 5th power play. This was late in the 3rd period, getting down to nitty-gritty time. He could have taken a timeout. Why? Why are you not taking a timeout? Your other 4 were great? No, they were garbage. You could have taken a timeout. You had 1 timeout to use. Use your timeout. You could have maybe scored, and you didn't take the timeout. You left your timeout at home. So I don't understand why you didn't take your timeout, and therefore you lost in overtime. So I hope Gallant's happy with this power play. I really do. He had an excellent power play. Outstanding.
On the road, not at home.
Which
is funny.
He thinks their power plays are really good even at home.
And then he ripped into them in the post-game interview last night.
Good. He should.
He should. You know what? I want him to pull a Mike Keenan and bench somebody.
Well, you see,
I
don't care if it's Game 5.
But you see,
bench someone.
That's drawing the line because he's too spineless to do that. Me and you both know that.
He is.
The problem with it is, not even the power play is ineffective. Their offense, it's just so sad to watch. Even when they tie the game at 1. I was like, oh yeah, great, Trocheck. They're not winning this. They're not winning this game. The second Seagador scored, I knew they were done. I've never seen a more literally an all or nothing offense. Think about that.
Oh, of course.
For a team that's supposed to win the Stanley Cup has an all or nothing offense. Josh, you look like you want to say something. Enlighten me, because I'm out of words. I'm out of words.
I only want to ask.
I'm so enraged that I don't know what to say anymore.
I only want to ask a question to get y'all talking more. So, y'all Ross brought up the power plays on Saturday. So they had 5 that they failed to capitalize on in that OT loss, and then Monday they just
0 for 3, I think, right?
Yeah, they came out and were flat the entire game. So Obviously, we know the Rangers building a 2-0 lead in New Jersey. Rangers fans, the ones that there were some that didn't want to get too high, like Nico on Friday. I remember that. Nico was really like, don't even start. And look where we are now. So,
yeah, it's interesting because, like, you thought after when Shesterkin made this unbelievable save, he made an incredible save when it was 2-1. Incredible save. They did nothing. Shesterkin got shoved into the net, and they did nothing about it.
They're so soft, honestly.
That's my point. It's spineless. Is there any heart? Is there any I said that to the TV a million times. Is there anybody that's want to try?
There'll be games where they'll play like tough guys and stuff, and then there's games where they play softy. There's no consistency in this team.
Yeah.
So you guys brought up Zibanejad, you brought up Gallant, you brought up guys, all across the roster. But I want to ask who deserves the most blame? The most blame. For the last 2 games.
It really could be the whole forward core at this point.
I'm going to say
really
the coach and the top 6. Yeah.
Yeah. You could easily make that argument.
Yeah. The coach is not. The players aren't playing hard. That's on the coach. The coach is not making adjustments. That's on the coach.
We've known forever Gallant's a fraud. That's really nothing new.
He's not an X's and O's guys. He's a player's coach.
We've seen from Gallant why he didn't last in Florida and Vegas. And think about those two. Before I say, coaches get fired all the time, but think about what he did with those teams. He brought Florida from literally nowhere. He won them a division title.
Well,
granted, they lost. Yeah. Not with the Rangers.
No, but he's
good at regular seasons. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, he's very good at getting you out of dysfunction. He's not good at but that's
all he'll do. He'll take you nowhere further. He did that with Florida. They lost in the first round of the Islanders, I think 2016, if I remember right. Mm-hmm. Then he goes to Vegas, an expansion team, takes them to the Cup final in their first year, and then doesn't last another 2 years after that.
Well, that was a change of structure. Vegas changed their ownership. They changed everything. So that's why they fired him. But and to be fair with Vegas, they did hire DeBoer. That didn't work out. So
that normally doesn't.
It doesn't. So I can't really blame him with Vegas. I can blame him in Florida because in Florida they did go a lot better with Joe Quenneville. So I can't blame him in Florida. Vegas, they were still a really good team when they fired him. So it's hard for me to blame him in Vegas. As much as I don't like him.
We know his MO. It's like you said, he'll get you out of he'll get you higher than where you are, but not high enough to. We saw it last year. Think about it. This is why I have no confidence in this team. Up 2-0 in back-to-back series, and they're really going to find a way to do this again. And you know what? And throw all the cheap excuses at me you want. You know what? Last year, maybe I'll even buy a few. You played a team that ends up winning 11 straight playoff series, the back-to-back Eastern Conference champions. Team that went to the final 3 years in a row. You know what? That's fine. If all these, like I said, playoff experience really doesn't mean anything.
Nope.
But to all the people out there that hang on to that excuse, what's your excuse now? Especially after you dominated them and stifled their offense the first 2 games. Just let it sink in. Look at all the names. And I even said this earlier in the season, Nico. Shesterkin, really, if I'm him, I want out. Because what future does he have here? Think about it. Think of all the names they've had in net. Ed Jockerman, Henrik Lundqvist, Mike Richter. Nico, tell me how many cups they have between those 3 names.
That'd be 1, Brady.
Yeah, 1 in 94. It's a freaking joke. And Shesterkin's probably going to be next up in line. I feel bad for the defense. I feel bad for the goaltending. I feel bad for Chris Drury. Everyone else, you can all go to hell, quite frankly. I really don't care about you. Top 6. I don't even know what they're going to do. Now we need to. We're already looking to the offseason. That's how unconfident we are. This team's such a joke.
Trade everybody for Connor Bedard.
Yeah, right. So we'll put up 30 points in 83 games.
I'll
82.
cry.
It'll happen.
How do you even bring this team back together?
You don't.
How?
You don't. You can't. That's why this was the year to do something, and they're going to lay a goose egg. It doesn't surprise me.
So, percentage. Put a percentage on it. What are the chances they win the series, the Rangers?
Well, if it goes to 7 games, they'll probably win in 7 games. But that's not happening. They're losing the next 2. I'm dead serious.
Yeah,
I've never seen a more uninspired offense. And here's the other problem that we've gone over a million problems. But one of the bigger problems that no one's talked about, New Jersey is a team that we saw in the regular season runs on momentum. And that's why that's why Game 3 was so important. If you had a chance to have them dead on the mat in Game 3 if you scored 1 goal in overtime and got it done.
Right.
Dougie Hamilton scores, and he just brings all the life back into this team. They won last night. And the sad part is, the Devils even aren't playing that great, just the Rangers are playing so atrocious. and New Jersey is building with all these wins off momentum. Now, for all we know, if the Rangers come back to Prudential, they play a good game, it still won't be good enough because nothing is working. Nothing will work.
It's like, to me, it's like a 5% chance the Rangers win this series. I really don't give them any shot. Sorry. It's just, I'm calling it the way it is. They don't look inspired, so why should I? I mean, they
look so lazy getting the puck, it's sad. It's like no urgency whatsoever. Like we always said, no backbone. And we're supposed to believe this team's going to win?
Yeah, they're
They're dead.
They're dead. They're as soft as a tissue paper.
Okay, I'll be the optimistic one then. 65% chance they win this series.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, right.
Listen,
65.
Listen, my heart can't take another year without a cup. I can't do it anymore.
Well, you're gonna have to figure out. You're gonna have to figure out a way to go without it because it's not happening.
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch.
You seriously think with the last?
Braden, please let me just have some faith.
I know I won't. I won't allow. Unlike me with the Rodgers, when you give me false hope, I won't do that to someone. You seriously believe that the way they played the last 2 games, they're going to be able to contend with someone?
No, but I think they can bounce back.
I don't see it. I don't see
time and time and again, year after year, they can bounce back in series like this. I have the faith. They're going to win at the Rock, and then they'll win at MSG.
They have to,
and we're going to Carolina, baby.
Whatever else happens, I mean, you can go out in 7. You can't go out losing all 3 games at the Garden.
No,
you can't go out like that.
No.
It'll happen.
You can't go out like that.
It's so crazy too. Like you thought that like the Knicks, and I know hockey and basketball, it's completely different sports, but you thought that when the Knicks won the day before at the Garden, the Rangers would maybe feel off the energy. Nope, not at all.
You would really think.
I thought they would.
History, though, baby.
But
The Knicks and Rangers can't be good at the same
I'm wrong
time.
Sometimes
They can never be good at the same time.
Well,
ever.
It's a disease.
94. Look at 94. Look at 94.
It's a cancer. It's a disease. I don't know what to tell you. We're not meant for us to be happy. I don't know what.
Welcome to life in New York sports. It's always been like that. It really always has.
I don't know what president we hired for us to be upset, but that is just what happened. I mean, maybe we just hired the wrong. I don't know. We just hired the wrong people.
Ever since we burned the papers in the cup in 1940, man. Hockey has never been the same in New York.
It's.
Well, it wasn't like that the 54 priors before that.
They cursed us in 1940. They cursed us.
We've always been cursed.
But I'm saying they've been cursed. They burned the MSG papers in the cup in 1940, and it's never been the same. How many cup finals have we lost? Like 6?
We've lost a bunch. We've been to like 11?
6?
I don't want to know how y'all are going to sound tomorrow on Friday. If they lose game 5.
I might actually call up from work, and that's bad.
I'm going to go to game 6.
I'm not. I wouldn't be.
You're a fool. Like,
I'm going to jump off the Chase Bridge.
Well,
and they're going to be the reason why. And I want them to know it.
It's a 1-0 shutout.
I want my brain splattered on because of Abinajad.
They're not winning.
I can't take it. I just want
then he'll hit the net after you die.
Across all my fandoms, I've experienced 1 championship in my life.
Oh, it was a
it wasn't even the Packers one because I wasn't a fan at that point.
Who?
I'm a Raptors. It's the 1 championship. I couldn't even go celebrate it.
Yeah, it's great. Yo, Nico.
How am I going to go celebrate it? I had no friends that were Raptors fans.
Nico, that's great. Ask me how many I have. I can't even get my NFL team to the playoffs, let alone. Then there's the Mets and the Rangers. So.
Whew. Let me remind everybody.
You're listening to Rangers Talk Hate.
No, they're listening to WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Joshua Umahi joined by Rangers fans Brayton Daniello, Nico Each, and Ross Levine.
No? What fans?
Nah, I don't know what I said.
No, I don't believe in sports.
I got to check the tape. I don't know what I said. Let's move on to the Knicks, though. Ross, you brought up, you would think that the momentum would have carried over from the Knicks' great performance on Friday night to the Rangers' Game 3 on Saturday. Nope. But it didn't happen. Regardless, the Knicks, I mean, what else can you say? I knew from the start of the game. You heard Madison Square Garden, how loud they were, how into it they were. And the Cavs the first 5 minutes of the game, these guys look shook.
Oh, yeah.
They look like pissed down their legs shook.
Have they made any more memes about certain tragic events that happened?
That's right. 9/11 took care of it. Barrett and Brunson, baby.
God.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Wow. I wrote a guy off and he's good now.
No. Ross,
it's all me.
He's good that game. He'll be invisible for the next 5.
Oh, of course. I'm telling you, he was only good for 2 games because I literally ripped on him in game 2.
See,
I think that's it. I think he was only good because of me.
This is why I wanted you to be here today, because I wanted to ask you about RJ Barrett. Like, what is the thoughts? Because I've killed him too.
Yeah.
But I couldn't have been more excited about how he played game 3 and game 4.
No, he was great. I mean, he drove to the basket. I mean, he still can't make a 3, shocker. But you know, he's great at driving to the paint. I mean, listen, I still am on the market of moving the guy, but he's been good. He's good at one thing, driving the basket. He still can't make a 3, and he still can't make a free throw. I mean, he missed 5 free throws, so...
He did, and I'm not happy about that.
Outstanding stuff.
Ross, hold up, because this guy, and I've said, like, I don't need him personally to shoot the ball like he's Steph Curry or something. Yeah. Just drive the paint, force dribble penetration, that opens up offensive rebounds for Mitchell Robinson, which we saw all weekend. Yeah. We saw that literally all weekend. And Isaiah Hartenstein, too. That opens up everybody else's game when you drive the basket and drive the basket hard to score. Yeah, and aggressively. He did that.
He did that, and he made big shots when he needed to in the paint. Also, obviously, Josh Hart being 100% certainly helps. That's big.
Is Julius Randle 100%?
Oh, I don't think he is. I think he's actually hurt. I think that's partly it.
There's more evidence on your campaign to trade Randle. Just like all those years ago.
Listen, I feel here's why I'm conflicted, because this guy played so great all season long, but we know he was bad in the playoffs 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So is this more?
That's an understatement.
Yeah, he was piss poor. But is he not just a playoff player, or is he hurt now? I don't know which one it is.
Maybe he's just Mika Zibanejad.
Great in the regular season, ass in the playoffs.
He's Rick Nash.
Could be.
He's Rick Nash. What's so you know how you do the thing to Steph Coolius Randle? What would be Julius Randle mixed with like Anthony Bennett?
Oh wow, that's a throwback.
Ironic.
Since Anthony
that draft is rough.
that draft was.
Who was in that draft again?
I cannot name you one.
Giannis was the best player. Giannis was the best player, but he went like 15th.
Oh boy.
Who did the next draft?
They didn't have a draft pick that year. Remember Andrea Bargnani?
Oh boy,
Andrea Bargnani. You remember that?
I remember him. He didn't fall down the stairs or something like that. I don't know what he did. I don't think he played a game.
Do you remember? He almost made Clyde curse on live TV.
Oh, yeah.
What is he doing? He was just.
I really thought he fell down the stairs. Seriously,
I wouldn't have.
Literally,
maybe he did.
I think maybe he did.
Locked those few screws loose.
They're always loose.
He just knocked the ball.
Exactly. This team is it's so much better to watch, and
I want to look up this draft class.
Please do. You're going to throw up on the table right now.
And I don't even know basketball.
Think about where we went from to this team. We went from Kevin Knox. We went from Emmanuel Mudiay.
G Leaguer now.
Lou Amundsen. We went from Noah Vonleh. Oh my God, what a team! I mean, you're talking about superstars here. I'm kidding, but these guys are actually good.
Ross, you know that it was so pathetic at one point that Frank Ntilikina had stands.
Yeah, Frankie.
There are Frank Ntilikina fan pages on Twitter, bro.
God.
What are we talking about? Dark ages, but we're here now. The Knicks are up 3-1.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's bad, right? It's bad, right?
So there's the Victor Oladipos, the Giannis's, obviously. CJ McCollum was in that draft too. And then there's Otto Porter Jr. Hold on, there's more. Wait, Cody Zeller, Alex Len, Nerlens Noel. Is he still at Brooklyn?
No chance.
Ben McLemore, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Trey Burke.
Oh boy,
Trey
Burke. I actually like Trey Burke.
Michael Carter-Williams, Steven Adams, he's pretty good. Kelly Olynyk, Shabazz Muhammad.
Oh boy,
Shabazz. Is that Lucas Nogueira? Is that how you say that?
Oh, I remember him on the Raptors.
Who's Shane Larkin? Shane Larkin.
Oh, I remember him.
Miami legend. Respect Shane Larkin.
Miami
legend.
Mason Plumlee.
Plumlee.
Solomon Hill. Really, the list goes on. Oh, Rudy Gobert. Look at him.
Okay.
He's all
we will get to the Timberwolves later. Trust me. But
didn't Anthony Bennett have to go to therapy or something because of all the hate that he got?
I don't doubt it.
I mean,
honestly,
he was the biggest bust we've ever seen. Pause. Right, but. Listen, it wasn't his fault. The Cavs had no business picking this guy number 1.
Nah.
No business.
I mean, let's face it. Outside of LeBron, they've been a pretty trash franchise.
Yeah.
And we've seen it now.
Yeah.
Yo, Cavs fans was talking to me crazy.
Yeah, they have no. I mean, I think the Knicks should win in either 5 or 6.
Yeah, if you're done with them, there's some real issues.
Yeah.
I want to close out on Wednesday, tomorrow.
Oh, of course, me too.
On their home court.
On their home court.
Great.
That would be awesome.
Leave no doubt. I want Darius Garland crying. I want Evan Mobley crying. I want Jared Allen crying. I want all these guys just crying in tears on the bench after the Knicks went into Cleveland, beat their ass, got it done in 5 games, move on to the next round. Maybe against Miami. We thought it was going to be the Bucks.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to be Milwaukee. It might be the Heat.
It might be Miami.
It might be
If
Miami.
it's Miami, are you concerned if it's Miami?
I'm concerned.
Because the Knicks did struggle in
Well,
Miami.
you should be concerned considering they're knocking off the top seed if that's the case.
Oh, yeah.
Also.
But Giannis isn't playing, right?
Is he not?
He came back last game, but you can tell, like, every time he went up for a layup, he clenched his back. Like,
Right.
So it wasn't
he's
like Lamar
obviously hurt.
Jackson coming back from taking a dump. It was the opposite.
No, he was actually. Giannis is actually hurt.
Like if I'm the Knicks, I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm concerned about going to Miami for round 2.
Yeah.
Here's the.
But you
Go
do
ahead,
have home court.
No,
But they struggled in Miami.
They did.
All regular season.
You're right. They had that miraculous win with Julius Randle at the buzzer,
Right.
but they did. There was one game they got their ass backed out.
Yeah.
So
To me, if they face the Heat, I know people hate using this term, house money. It's house money. It really is. The Heat.
Unfortunately.
I'm not going to say they're going to get swept. I don't think they're going to get swept. I think if they play the Heat, they were going to give it a competitive series. But if they lose in a tough series to the Heat, how can you really complain about that season? I mean, that's a heck of a season.
Compared to what you
it's
guys
just
have been
crazy
in
to
the
think
past.
though.
Yeah.
Like I'd be more confident going against the Bucks than the Heat.
I see why you say that, because the whole thing with the Knicks this season has been the underdog feel to it.
And that's worked.
Yeah, it's worked, because clearly they went into Cleveland, game 1, got it done.
Yeah.
And they fed off that, all right, nobody expects us to beat Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs. So
I also think game 2, like, as bad as that was, like, that was rock bottom if you think about it, because they scored, like, I mean, they were all horrific offensively.
Yeah.
They still aren't, like, great offensively against this Cleveland team, but if you don't, honestly, they're not, but at least, like, that game was like, that's the worst it can get, and maybe that was a good thing for this team, because it almost looked at them in the mirror and be like, okay, we got to be just as hard, if not harder on them, and we know we're not going to score a ton of points, but we're going to find a way to out-physical you. So I actually think that game 2 might have been a good thing.
it woke them up. It definitely woke RJ Barrett up for sure.
Yeah.
Because he came out, he fed off. Here's the thing about RJ Barrett and why I'm so happy about it. Because you can either, and we heard how crazy that Garden crowd was, you can either completely feed off that or crumble under it. I can't lie, I thought RJ was going to crumble under it.
That's a fair assumption.
From what we've seen all season long, I'm like, there's no way this kid's going to rise to the occasion. Like, I don't see it.
It's like that Donald Trump. He's like, no, those lights, to turn off those lights.
Too bright.
They're too bright.
But they weren't too bright for RJ. I mean,
But we can't get
you're right.
Yeah, you gotta,
we have to realize he's going to come back down to earth. He's going to score 12 points in the next game,
Or
and
maybe
go like 5 for 17.
Maybe him balling out against a Garden playoff crowd. Maybe that's him turning the corner.
Maybe
It's wishful thinking, but
it's not faith.
You don't be Sal Licata. I do not want you to be Sal. Sal's
Please,
the
that
ultimate
I'll never
jinx.
be-
bald-headed idiot.
Don't be Sal.
I'll never be Sal Licata.
He jinxed
Yeah.
the Rangers too, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, he jinxed the Rangers and the Mets.
Why are you talking, Sal? Sal, just shut up! I don't want to hear. I don't want
I
to hear
blame
you
Sal
talking.
for this.
First off, you look like an idiot, bro. Let's get that first off straight. I'm talking, so that's bad.
Looks like a bald thumb. I just see the bald thumb on the fan. The NL East is over.
He literally took the hairy toenail thing from Tibbs. I'm
Oh, my
dead
God.
serious. I'm dead ass serious. There's that, and then you just open your mouth. You say the stupidest things, and you have to realize the organizations you talk about when you do it. Like, oh, the Mets, the division's done. 10.5 games.
He
Like,
said the NL East was
history
over
would
for a whole
suggest
month.
otherwise, Sal. Then after the Rangers go up 2-0, this
series
thumb
is over.
has to open his fat ass mouth again. I swear to God. Oh, I thought the Devils were gonna be great. I thought they, what's wrong? What happened to the Devils? Sal, do you ever learn? I don't want to hear you talk. Period.
Hey.
When you start to jinx my sport, first off, he's an Islander fan. He's been spotted at
They're going
Islander
home
games.
tonight. They're going home tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going home.
We'll see.
Well, I know we're talking Knicks, but just real quick.
Yeah.
If Vandercheck's in that game 3 and game 4, we win the series on 4? Because I think so.
Well, yes, but that won't happen because of what just happened.
No,
at
I know.
MSG.
I'm just saying.
If Vandercheck was in that, they
They
scorched the
would've
earth of Vandercheck.
Yeah. Okay.
They destroyed him.
The history of rookie goalies coming to MSG and screwing over the Rangers.
No, think about it. It's literally
That's confusing,
the Knicks became the Rangers. The rookie came into MSG and he lit us up. That happens with the Knicks all the time.
It does.
You always
I don't
talk
like
to me
this
about
parallel universe.
the unknown player. Like who was it on the Timberwolves that did it earlier this season? What was it?
Torian Prince.
Yeah, he's
Torian Prince.
Like, granted, I'm sure he'll have a better career. Like if you were to measure them in like one sport, I'm sure Shakira will have a better career than Torian Prince. I just can't do it anymore. This is ridiculous. I hate this team.
The Garden's bad. It's bad for sports.
It really is.
It really is.
It really is.
It's great for concerts.
Sports is bad for sports.
It's also bad to get to.
It's great for two things. Concerts,
Billy
and
Joel
boxing.
specifically.
Billy Joel and boxing. That's it.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all just a bunch of mad Rangers fans. I gotta say it.
okay.
Y'all not about to bring me. Maybe if they lose on Wednesday, the Knicks, y'all bring me down to y'all level.
Come on, the
But it's
Knicks
not
have
gonna
been
happen
pretty
today.
bad at home before as of late.
Yeah, yes, they have been.
Yeah, they were
They have
bad.
been. They have been. Yes,
Okay,
they
so
let
you've
Torian
seen
Prince
it.
and what's his name?
Joe Ingles?
Joe Ingles, yeah. They let
Joe Ingles.
master classes at the Garden. Like, it didn't make sense, but now they're playing good defense. They're protecting the Garden floor.
they are.
I can't say enough about Jalen Brunson. If I say any more about Jalen
Incredible.
Brunson, I'm going to be glazing wild. Like, I don't want to go that far, but
You should.
What?
He's insane.
we finally have a point guard. Like, this guy shows up. He's hitting threes. Everyone's wondering what this celebration is. Brunson's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You don't got to know. You ain't got to know, all right? Game 5 tomorrow. What are we expecting? Do we expect the Knicks to close it out? Do we expect them to play with their food? You know what, Doc Rivers?
Dr. Rivers.
He actually swept.
He actually did it.
Congratulations, Doc. You
And
did your job.
All it took was Brooklyn losing all their talent at the trade deadline.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Speaking of that series, though, Nick Claxton. He's a little silly for that little Instagram post he made.
What did he post? I didn't
He
see.
posted him stepping over Embiid. like, bro, you just got swept. Why are you posting this?
You know, you're not Allen Iverson. Who do you think you are?
I see why people say this era of the NBA is cooked. Because there ain't no way you can.
They're just wannabes.
No, they are. Like, they're stepping over Embiid. You got 4-0.
Right.
Oh my.
And the last game you lost without Embiid.
Yeah, no.
So bad.
Doc Rivers, maybe this is the year.
Hey.
Honestly.
Hey.
If you can
Trust
get
the process, baby.
If you can get past Boston, honestly.
So.
Now he'll lose to the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Final.
Knock on wood, this is my like dream scenario, and this is wood, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I'm knocking on it intensely, right? So the
Yes.
Knicks, if they get the Heat next round, I think they can take them. But I see what Nico's saying about now you're going to be the favorite. Now you're going to be expected.
Against Jimmy Butler, who just dropped 56 points.
Like, you know what the key is?
He was
cooking.
That was like
So we got a whole new set of Jimmy Butler pictures last night, baby.
Man.
I have no words for what he did to the Bucks last night. That was
The key is you have to pick the Knicks in Game 5 of this series and then the Heat series. You got to pick the Knicks to lose. And then you got to pick the against the Heat for them to lose. That's the
reverse the Umahi jinx,
you
baby.
have to do it that way. Otherwise, you're gonna just be disappointed.
whatever you think my intentions are. I actually think the Knicks will lose Game 5. I think they'll lose Game 5.
See, there you go.
Yeah, me too.
That's the
Go Cavs, baby.
Yeah, go Cavs.
Donovan Mitchell, he's
Win it
coming
at
back.
MSG. Win the series at
Let's
MSG.
go make screwed up Twitter jokes, baby.
Oh, yeah.
All the fake memes.
Hey, man, listen. Donovan Mitchell, last comment on the Knicks. So he had a rough game 4, 11 points, 5 of 18 from the floor. You could tell he was definitely, because he had a post-game interview where his eyes were like hella glossy. You can tell he was
man.
crying. Like, it shouldn't be Jalen Brunson.
It was like-
that should be me getting praise on the Garden floor. That should be me.
Josh was like outside MSG. He like saw Donovan Mitchell. Hey, Spidey, don't you wish you came to the Knicks?
Nah, you got
Don't you wish you came to the Knicks?
yo, Spidey,
Greatest thing ever.
Spidey, 2025. You don't want to come through to the Knicks. Yo, the energy on 7th Avenue this entire weekend.
Dude, there was a parade on it.
They shut it down. They shut it down. It was unbelievable. It's crazy. We didn't even win the series yet.
Yeah,
But it's unbelievable seeing the passion of Knicks fans just going crazy.
And you don't get
jumping
to
up and
see it
down.
often because it's like the Jets. They've been in trouble for so long, you don't get to see it.
Trash forever, and they finally, it's like overcompmpation. Like, they finally get to, like,
Right.
Yeah.
it's like 20 years of pain. They're finally, like, showing how much
It
they
would
love the
really suck if they blow it, though.
yeah. That's why I'm not going crazy.
Listen,
Now, I'm taking a vacation early if that happens. You're not going to see me if that happens.
Going to Ayasaga or Mississauga.
Ayasaga.
No, I'm going to
Ayahuasca.
I'm going to
with
Siberia.
Darren Rodgers.
I'm going to Siberia. I'm going straight. No. Knicks.
Darkness retreat.
Knicks lose Game 5. They get it done at the Garden Game 6, all right? I just want to know what's going to happen with the Heat because they got Giannis down 3-1.
Yeah.
If the Heat close that out and it's Knicks Heat, put all the basketball aside, yo, that's like old rivalry type stuff. Like Knicks Heat in the early 2000s. Allen Houston, Alonzo Mourning. Whew. And then you're going to have Sixers Celtics next round. I mean, the Knicks went 3-1 against the Celtics this year.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get too ahead of myself.
It's Doc Rivers' year, remember.
Yeah,
that's why it's Doc Rivers' year.
Dr. Rivers is this year. But
I think he'll blow a 3-0 series lead in the finals.
In the final.
3-0 in the finals.
Is crazy.
I really like odds. We're going to win the championship.
It's over. It's over. We're up 3-0. It's over. We're going to sweep them.
James, close it out.
It's the hardest team. It's so hard.
It's not Maxi's fault. It's not Maxi's fault.
We brought up Jimmy Butler's 56 points. LeBron James' old ass went for 22 points, 20 rebounds.
What happened with him and that rookie, by the way, that I keep seeing all these memes?
Dylan Brooks?
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks is no rookie, but
who is he?
He's an idiot.
Here's what I want to say. So the Memphis Grizzlies.
It's a parade inside my city.
Yeah. So,
not this year.
Nah. So they're now down 3-1 to the 7th seeded Lakers. Now I know the Lakers have LeBron and AD, but it's funny how it goes to it's a parade inside my city to Dylan Brooks and John Morant both skipping media availability after their loss last night. What happened to?
They realized they're not built for this.
It's like the meme with the tiger, right?
Yeah, they're not built for this.
What happened to we running up chimneys? We want all the smoke.
Yeah,
Y'all don't want all the smoke. That's what they said.
What did Dylan Brooks say to LeBron?
Yo, all I saw in the quotes of that tweet that said they skipped the media was the screenshot of that tweet. We running up the chimneys. We want all the. You clearly don't. You clearly don't.
We running up the chimneys.
You got asthma. You don't want that. You don't want that.
But what did Dylan Brooks say to LeBron?
He said
he said like he wants to face like prime LeBron or something.
No, you don't.
Like, buddy, 40-year-old just whipped your ass on an NBA court.
22. They let LeBron James
get
20 boards. He's 38 years old. The Grizzlies, get them on my face.
But imagine saying you want the best. Like, imagine I don't even know who Dylan Brooks is. But imagine saying you want the best player of this generation in their prime, and no one knows who you are.
Some could argue he's still in his prime.
Well, then others could make the argument he's washed.
Like, yeah, that's a fact. Actually,
I know the Sacramento Kings are the beam team. They're good vibes, but if we get Warriors Lakers in the second round, Steph, LeBron.
I really hope not.
No,
I know you want it for your future bet, but listen, I want that beam lighting all summer long, baby.
Hey, they got Game 5, and De'Aaron Fox, they said he fractured his index finger, but he is expected to play through it for Game 5 tomorrow. Yeah. He fractured it in the fourth quarter of Game 4 on Sunday. So, but he's expected to play, so he's going to tough through it. Yeah.
Shooting him?
Shooting him.
Ooh.
Yeah, but Kobe played through it. Mamba.
All right, whoa. Just because Kobe doesn't mean everyone can do it.
Hey, everyone got Mamba mentality. Shout out Jason Tatum and everybody. But Toronto, they fired Nick Nurse. There were reports that they were going to get Ime Udoka, boy. But
please stop.
He's in Houston now. The Houston
Why?
Rockets. I don't know.
Houston?
I thought Toronto
must be afraid of their wives over there in Toronto.
I mean, he didn't have a bad choice. I mean, you talking about Toronto and you talking about Houston. I mean, come on. He didn't have a bad choice. But, I mean, I'm surprised the Rockets beat the Raptors to the punch here.
Yeah.
Right.
That shocked me.
I'm really intrigued what the Raptors want to do now.
I
wonder if they're sell-all team. I don't know.
No, they can't relocate. They can't relocate.
They got a championship.
To Miami?
That's the rule of life. You got a championship, you can't relocate. But, man, I don't know what the Knicks do here. I gotta be honest.
Hey, we'll see.
Not the Knicks, the Raptors. I'm sorry.
We'll see what they're gonna do. But real quick, last minute of the show. We had baseball, but I mean,
No.
What? I'll just read the headline. So the Mets, I mean, Darren Ruff and J.D. Davis driving in runs against you. It's not what you want. It's not what you want.
LOL Mets.
Perfect.
Not at all what you want, but they do host the Nationals. They're the get right team, so we'll see how the Mets do.
$15 tickets for college kids tonight.
Amen. Amen.
I gotta leave it with Pearson. Maps 2.0. You're garbage, buddy.
Yeah, he's trash.
You're garbage.
He trash.
Bad,
You need to be in Syracuse, buddy.
That
where
brother
you
should be
belong.
flipping burgers.
Konnichiwa.
Even McGill.
Get ready to learn Chinese.
Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Adam Silver.
But the Mets weren't the only team that had former players just spanking them because Joey Gallo and his 1,000 OPS. Joey Gallo.
Joey Gallo.
And Sonny Gray.
And Sonny Gray.
Gallo.
Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray with his 3-0, .62 ERA.
Yeah.
Yo,
I'm telling you, bro.
0.62?
.62
Get out of here.
I swear.
When people struggle in New York, it's bound they whoop our ass no matter what team it is in the future. Just saying.
It's like they're
Those lights are too bright. Turn them off.
and when they're turned off, they come
Yeah,
back
then
and
forget
then
about
just, Man, listen. Busy time as always in New York sports. We will be back tomorrow to discuss all of it and more and then some. But for today, we are done. And for Brayton Daniello, Nico Weech, and Ross Levine, this is Joshua Umahi thanking you once again for listening to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.